Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Shalise. I'm a 40-year-old mama, wife, and worker bee, and I love investing and just all things finance and money related. I am documenting my family of five's journey here on YouTube. Again, I am not a financial advisor, so do not blindly follow me, but I am an investor. I am someone who is trying to get to financial freedom in the trenches with you, okay? So if you want some motivation, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Beware of scammers, spammers, fake pages. I am only active here on these YouTube streets and on Instagram. Always, when in doubt, send me an email, mommytrader2@gmail.com. So, all right, so I know a lot of you got your SCHD payments, so make sure you put it down below if you are an SCHD investor. It's been like SCHD week in these past 7 days with the split and, and all of the excitement around that. And then, the dividend increase and now the dividend payout. So again, let me know down below what yours were. But before I get to ours, I was tagged in a amazing money tag. So I'm kind of like stitching the SCHD payment and topic with this because I get a lot of questions about our strategy, how we are able to kind of stay focused despite the markets, and how do we get to the shares that we have, and what keeps us on the grind. And I feel like what, this money tag is a great opportunity for me to share a lot of that. So make sure you stay for the whole video. But I like money tags because it'll allow me to explain a little bit about how we got to that 550 shares. Now there may be people who have a ton more shares than we do, and you may be just starting brand new on your first $10 worth of a share. So I hope that you guys stick around. But yes, I was tagged in a money tag by Jazmine over at Budget Treasure. So she created this amazing money tag so that you all can kind of get to know, myself and others a little bit better on our journey, right? You see a 15-minute video and it doesn't really give us a chance to really kind of give you some insight. And so that's what this money tag is. So let me get started because there's several questions and I'll incorporate SCHD into it. So her first question was, and I'm doing like a little bit of an adjustment because hers was focused on budgeting and her money tag. I'm going to focus a little bit on the investing portion, but I'll still talk about budgeting because you need to be able to budget well in order to consistently invest. Okay, so her first question was, what inspired you to start budgeting/investing, and how has it changed your financial journey? Oh my goodness. So I've talked about this before. I have been featured on other people's channels talking about this before, but what motivated us to start budgeting and investing was being sick and tired of being sick and tired. So shout out to Uncle Dave, okay, over at, the Ramsey Solutions. Like, you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired to start on this journey. For us, it was about to be evicted. I mean, I don't know a scarier feeling outside of maybe getting cancer or something. For me personally, like being tossed on the street when on paper we could afford our bills. It was just a spending problem. You know how they say it's not an income problem, it's a spending problem? Well, that was us. And it was just a lot of overspending. And we went out to eat, we went out to play, we went out to have a good time and paid our bills last. And you should never do that. And that's the budgeting part too. You always pay your four walls. I don't care what anyone else say. I'm telling you, unless you want to end up on the street or a shelter or on somebody's couch, always pay your rent or mortgage and your utilities first. Even if it just comes down to the rent and mortgage. If you have to sleep in your house in the dark with just candles, it's better that way than the alternative. So that's the first question. Oh, and how has it changed my financial journey? I mean, oh my goodness. We started seriously on this journey at 30. I just turned 40. So 10 years I've been investing, 10 whole years. And to go from where we started of negative $75,000 of credit cards, car loans, student loans, 401k, just a bunch of mess, we were able to become millionaires. So I am a testament to a lot of you that if you work hard, you increase your income, and you got to invest. You got to put your money somewhere where it can work harder for you. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. And that was 10 years, not 10 days, not 10 weeks, not 10 months, 10 years. The second question is, what is your number one tip for someone just starting out? So this is a good one, okay? The reason why we were able to get to SCHD in 2.5 years or so is being consistent, okay? So if you're just starting out, I cannot stress being consistent. You want to build that good habit, because once you build the consistency, whether you have $1, $10, $100, $1,000, whether it's from your budget, whether it's from a tax refund, whether it's from a surprise bonus, someone give you some birthday money, the habit is there. So that's my number one tip. My second tip is to not let fear cause you to not partake in something or to kind of make rash decisions. I made a community post and I shared a picture there that says, you are not too old and it is not too late. People get hung up on those two statements, because I did, let's be honest here, and it stopped me from doing something sooner. If I could have started at 25, can you imagine the progress? But again, we don't dwell on the past, we move on and we start from where we, learned, okay? The third question is I'm going to say investing method works best for you. She has budgeting method. For the budgeting side, I do a zero-based budget. Even if it's a buffer, I do have to account just mentally for every number, that we bring. So in my spreadsheet, even if money is just sitting in a checking account, I have buffer or rollover. I just have to account for every penny. In terms of investing, I would say that the best method for me is dollar cost averaging. You may hear me say DCAing or DCA, because if you try to time the market, and that's another tip too, going back to the previous question, don't try to time the market. I get questions about this all the time. Should I wait, until after Christmas? Should I wait until, the new year? Should I wait till after the election? I don't know, because I can't predict. If I could predict the market, I would be somewhere, okay? But none of us can. So we just dollar cost average. Every time you get paid, simply put some money into the market. The day job, the side hustle, whatever it is, put some money into the market. The fourth question, what was your biggest, I'm going to say, investing mistake, and how did you bounce back from it? I've talked about this on the channel. That is cashing in a 401k early. Listen, early 20s, I thought, I have the rest of my life ahead of me. I have time to make it up. And I'm telling you, time goes by like this. Now, I'm not saying I'm old because I just turned 40, but I am saying that time goes by fast. And you may think, I have the rest of my life. And what happens is that life will leave you behind and you try to make that up. And it was about $6,000, $7,000. And that was a lot of money then. But I just thought, oh my goodness, if I would have just kept that money, what would it have been at 40 years old? Oh my God, 15, 17 years later, how much would that have been? And, when I think about it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I could choke myself, because I cashed it in and used the money on stuff like shopping and going out to eat and trying to pay off credit cards, and then charging back up again. It was really no real reason for me to cash it in, but I did. And that's my biggest regret is doing that. And so don't you do it. Don't you do it. The next question was, how do you balance treating yourself with staying disciplined on a budget? Okay, this is a good one. So I budget for fun. A lot of people don't do this. We budget our, home and four walls. We budget, loans and debt, and we fail to budget for fun. And what happens is when we get bit by the fun bug, we go into debt, we overindulge, and we have no sense of the damage that we're doing. And I always tell people, you can budget in date nights. You can budget in eating out. If you love coffee, put that in your budget. I budget $25 a month for Dunkin'. I'm a Dunkin' girl. I like Dunkin' over Starbucks, in terms of coffees and things. And so I load it on my card. I put it in a budget, and then I load it on my Dunkin' app. And whenever I want a coffee or whatever, I can just order it. They have rewards, and I know I have $25. I can't go over this, and allow me to have a treat every now and then. Budget for the fun, budget for vacation, budget for self-care, but do not just jump into it, arbitrarily, because you'll actually take steps back versus move ahead. You don't want to derail your financial journey, your goals, for a temporary high, if that makes sense. The next question is what is the biggest financial goal you've achieved through investing so far? So I will say that, and she has budgeting, but I'm just using investing. The biggest financial goal we achieved is becoming millionaires. When we went to South Carolina to close on that property, one of the things the lawyer said, we went to a law firm who, facilitated the closing. And he was saying, oh my goodness, you guys are young and you're able to do this in cash. And he was saying, I wish there was other young people that was doing this. And it made me feel good, because it showed that, someone else saw the effort and the fact that we were able to do this in cash. There was no loan associated with it or anything like that. And, we don't look like the millionaire person, but that's why, that's what we love. That's what we prefer, is to be the millionaire next door. And being able to get to that 400, this is the SCHD dividend payment, $412, in the SCHD payment, that $412 could pay for our light bill, water bill, gas for the week, and pizza and wings. Like, that's 4 things that I would have normally budgeted for that dividend would be paying for. So it helped me to see, like, man, investing in some type of asset is the way to go. It's the game changer. It's not so much looking at what politicians are talking about and what the latest celebrities are doing, but rather following the 1%. What are they doing? How is it that they continue to just get richer no matter what's going on in the world? And I realize they have their money working for them. So the biggest financial goal we've achieved is becoming not multi-millionaires. We're close. We're about at 1.9. So we're not too far from it, but we're really close. But our biggest goal was becoming millionaires, because it was, I think we thought we could become it when we first started 10 years ago, but to see that we actually achieved it and it's continuing to increase, like, it's a blessing. And it made me realize that you should never doubt what you can do. You just got to start. Find your mojo, find your encouragement, find your accountability buddy, and just be consistent. Okay. The next question, and it's a couple more left, so just hold on. So the next question is, how do you stay motivated when investing gets tough or feels slow? So I would say that, how do I feel motivated? I look at my charts. That's why I'm tracking everything. I know it could be tedious, like, man, you got to type it in a spreadsheet, you got to write it in a book, you got to put it in a tracker, but it's motivating because you will get burnt out. You will feel like you're in a lull, you're in a sunken place. You will feel like, you know what, I'm ready to give up. But if you go back and look at your progress, you'll realize, oh my goodness, yeah, the market is down right now, but year to date, I'm up 25%. Year to date, I paid off $10,000 on my credit card. Year to date, I was able to save $10,000 in my emergency fund. Year to date, I saved up enough for a down payment. So I'm always tracking. I always have visuals because it's motivating in those down times, because we all have them on this journey. The next question is, how do you handle unexpected expenses that may derail your budget or your investing goals? So this is a good one, because sometimes you have to pause. So if you're in a rhythm of investing and the roof caves in, well, you got to pause, because your money needs to go to fixing the roof. So I always tell people, you don't lose the fire. Even though you may have to pause, the fire is still there on the inside. So even if you only have $1, and I've talked to several of you who've told me you only invested $1, guess what? You're keeping the fire going, and you're able to jump right back on the train when your finances, make room for that. But, you want to make sure that, that's why you budget, because I like having an emergency fund. So my emergency fund is not invested in the stock market. It's because it's an insurance policy for here and now, for life here and now. And if something happened, God forbid, like the roof cave in, car problems, my sons, break something, because I have been to the hospital several times with my sons. They're rough boys, stitches, the whole nine. We have the money for that, and sinking funds too. So it helps to prevent surprises, if that makes sense. So yes, investing is important, but you want to make sure you have that savings going as well to prevent, unexpected things as much as possible. The next question, is only 3 left. The next question is, if you had to give your journey a title, what would it be? Oh man, I'm a big fan of Tolkien, if you did not know. I'm a huge fan of Tolkien, a big fan of the movies, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. They even have the Rings of Power on Amazon. But if I had to give my journey a title, it would be like, I want to call it maybe The Return of the King. So if you remember in the 3rd Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, who was like one of the main characters and one of my favorite characters of all time, he didn't want to kind of be in that spot. He was okay with just helping with the cause and, being a good leader on the ground. But he still had to fulfill his destiny. And I feel like our destiny was financial freedom. It was financial independence. It was inspiring a lot of people who may have never thought that they could achieve their financial goals to get started. And, if you remember in Lord of the Rings, they had to go through a lot to get to where Aragorn was sat back on the throne. And so, I mean, when you watch Lord of the Rings, I feel like you're going through like a legit adventure through the 3 movies, and I love the extended editions. And, you know, I feel like we've been through Mordor, we've been through the whole bit, okay, several battles, all of it. But we are, you know, headed to, you know, our destiny, which is, you know, reigning supreme over our money. So not so much like our money is telling us what to do, which it has been doing for, you know, all of our 20s, but to give our money assignment, to be the master, the control of our money, to be the king and queen over our finances. So yes, that would be the title of my journey. The next one was, which influencer were you most influenced by? And could I name some other influencers I wanted to tag in this? So I'm just sitting my tablet down. So who was I most influenced by that's on social media, I'm assuming? It's a couple of people. I like Dave Ramsey. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but debt payoff part, like the debt snowball and all that, it works. Like, I'm a witness, it works, okay? I really do like the money guys. I really like Uncle Larry. I think a lot of you know that. The Stock Squad too. Rochelle, I think she still posts, but I'm a big fan of her. Tanisha Davis. So one person I really have been enjoying a lot this past year is Eric over at Smart Money Bro. I mean, if you guys want some just normal, regular motivation on investing, budgeting, debt payoff, whatever it is, I mean, that's like, he's one of my favorites as of late. I really have been enjoying his content. Some new people that I wanted to mention, that's not so much on the budgeting side, but more so on like the retirement, investing, financial independence side, because they all go hand in hand. Budgeting and, you know, what we do over here, they go hand in hand because it's all money, right? I have mentioned in my previous videos some channels that I like, but I'm trying to incorporate some new ones. I'll have several listed below because I can't remember all of them. Our Retire Early Journey, them right here. You see them right there. Follow them. I'm going to go down my list. I love Happy on Monday. Julie, you see her? She's a good one. This is Jazmine's channel right here. She tagged me into the money tag. Frank is another good. Hold on. Can you see Frank? Frank is another good one. Regular people, right? I'm telling you, like, regular folks trying to achieve their financial goals. Tara is like one that I really love. Tara over at Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. She's right there. Desi too. My tablet is acting up, but Desi over at I Desire Wealth. Her, she's a good one. Tasha. You see Tasha right there? Tasha. Elise, can you see her? Darn, I can't see, but I'm just going to their channels. Put up one more. And Sabrina Budgets, you see her? She's another good one as well. So check them out. And that way you can get some motivation while you're in the trenches too, while you're on this journey too. So again, thank you so much, Jazmine, for tagging me in this money tag. Let me know again down below if you got an SCHD dividend payment. What was it? I would love to hear about it. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Smash the notification bell so that you don't miss an upload every time I post a video. And until next time, y'all already know, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.